Hi, friends. Welcome back to the KJ Lifestyle Podcast. This is your safe space where we talk about life, faith, and everything in between. I want to start today's episode a little differently because this isn't the kind of story I thought I'd be telling you this week. But I knew I had to, so I pushed forward the episode I originally planned for this week to make way for this one. Because just a few nights ago, something really unexpected happened to me and my family. And honestly, it shook us. But more than that, it reminded me of this powerful truth. Even here, even now, God is good. On Saturday, August 16, I was woken up at around 2:30 a.m. by our dogs barking. My brother and dad were the ones to get up to check out what happened. At first, nothing seemed suspicious except that my dad saw a guy seemingly picking up something in front of our gate, which he assumed just triggered the dogs with his presence outside. Now, side note, I wear earphones at night because I always listen to either a true crime podcast or an audiobook to help me sleep. So while my dad and my brother were checking out what the dogs were barking at, I noticed that there was no audio on my earphones. Initially, I thought it was just because my phone ran out of battery and died. That's happened before. But when I traced the wire of my earphones to its end, my phone's not there anymore. I didn't panic at first. I just looked around the bed, on the floor, under the mattress. And when my siblings who were sleeping next to me noticed, we decided to turn on the lights to look around together. But I really couldn't find it anywhere. So I went to my bag to get my other phone to call the missing one. And when I got it, I realized that my bag is open and I noticed that my wallet is gone too. It was at this point that it finally sunk in. We have been broken into. At that thought, my brother immediately said that we should go to the barangay hall to report the incident and view the CCTV. So my brother and I left for the barangay hall at around 2:40 a.m. And it was exactly 3 a.m. when I was answering the form at the barangay hall to request CCTV viewing and to file the blotter. While waiting, my dad told my brother through a call that they were able to contact my missing phone. The culprit answered it, asking who my dad was. He said he was my father and even asked the culprit to return my phone and he won't file charges. But the person just hung up on him. After some time and with the kind assistance of the barangay personnel, we were able to confirm through several CCTV footage angles from different streets that the person who broke in entered our premises by climbing on our locked gate at around 2:22 a.m., left at around 2:27 a.m., walked away and turned to a nearby street where he parked his getaway motorcycle and rode away out of the scope of our barangay CCTV. After this, we were advised to go to the police station where the kind officers escorted us back to our house to conduct further interview and investigation. That's when they advised us to go to the neighboring barangay to check their CCTV in case the culprit stops at a house or somewhere. My brother volunteered to go with them so I can stay at home and figure out how to retrieve my number and my bank accounts. When my brother returned home at around 7 a.m., he told us that the person in fact entered inner streets of the next barangay, stopping over at one point to change his shirt and to wear a cap and a mask. He then drove to another inner street and stopped over again to change into another pair of shorts. Then drove off again at full speed towards a major road that will then be so much harder to trace. So the police officers said that they will take the investigation from there. At home, my brother cried because he was blaming himself that he wasn't able to sense the intruder and do something about it. But we all assured him that it wasn't his fault. None of us sensed him. Even our dogs only sensed him when he was already out the gate. My elder sister, upon learning what happened to us, also cried out of concern for our safety and maybe general relief that we are all okay. My younger sister, always a pinnacle of calm, remained composed and was helping me search how to retrieve my number and accounts. And my mom and dad immediately informed our landlady about what happened, and she kindly offered to help us to have a more secure gate. Everyone in the family got shaken up and paranoid. My parents were even still trying to contact my lost phone for most of the morning because it was still ringing. Before 10:30 a.m., my brother was able to help me through preparing a narrative report, getting an affidavit of loss, and securing the police report. That Saturday ended with me being able to log out of all my social media and bank accounts in that old phone, and I was also able to deactivate my number, which I worked on reactivating in a new SIM card the following day. Now, if I'm being honest, it's scary. Our home is supposed to be our safe place, and realizing someone was inside while we were sleeping, so close to us, that's a different kind of fear. We were all shaken, paranoid, and emotional. And this is all after just a week ago, my dad's Facebook got hacked, and the hacker was able to get money from some of my dad's friends. All while our family is still struggling through a lawsuit against our previous landlord, and my dad is just on his road to recovery from an unexpected and major surgery earlier this year. All these thoughts came crashing down on me in my head that I even thought that it seemed like our family just couldn't catch a break. I even caught myself saying, "Lord, tama na muna po, please." But then, as suddenly as those thoughts came in the middle of all the fear and confusion, a sobering thought came to me. We're alive and we are safe. Some people may call this toxic positivity, but after everything we've been through over the years, I am genuinely grateful for God's hand in our situation, especially this one. I'm grateful that we were asleep the entire time, because who knows what the intruder could have done if one of us woke up. He could have punched us, or he might have carried a weapon to physically harm us. I'm also grateful that he immediately saw my phone and wallet, because otherwise he could have searched our house more and woke us all up, caused a commotion that would trigger his fight or flight response. He also wasn't able to take anything else except my phone and wallet. He didn't take my siblings' laptops, my sister's iPad, or my mom and dad's belongings. I'm also really grateful that my brother is such a man of action, and he was so willing to immediately accompany me to the barangay hall and the police station. He was so dedicated in tracking the suspect in CCTV footages, not only in our barangay but even in the next one. He even came with me to secure the affidavit of loss at the notary public and to file the police report. I'm also grateful to see my family's unity and care for each other. Everyone was so willing to chip in to give me money for allowance while I process my bank cards and IDs. Everyone was also just grateful for each other's safety, and we all did our job to contribute to improving our situation. I also remember small graces through the people we encountered that day. Helpful barangay officials, kind police officers, the considerate notary public staff, our caring landlady, and days later, the buko vendor who found my emptied wallet and handed it over to the CSWD officer, who then contacted me through the contact person in my ID. Thankfully, all of my bank cards and IDs were there, even if the money and a piece of jewelry wasn't. There are people who do bad things to others, yes, but God immediately reminded me that there are good ones too by sending them our way. God's goodness doesn't mean bad things don't happen. It means that His presence doesn't leave us even when they do. So let me take this opportunity to magnify God's goodness. Even here, even now, God is good. It's so easy to see and declare that God is good when life is smooth, when we receive blessings, and when things are going our way. But His goodness does not disappear in dark times. It's often revealed there, actually. God's goodness isn't about the absence of trouble, but His nearness in the middle of it. That's why in Psalms 23 verse 4, David said that, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." There was never a guarantee of a perfect, trouble-free life. But God assures us that He is always going to be there, providing our needs, keeping us safe, and taking us through the tough times. Maybe you're listening right now and you've also gone through something that left you shaken. A loss, a betrayal, a season of waiting, or even just fear of what's next. Maybe you've been in a place like this too. Maybe not a break-in, but a breakdown. Maybe not a thief, but a loss. Maybe not stolen things, but stolen peace or joy. Can I remind you? Even here, even now, God is good. Even when things don't go the way you hoped, even when you don't have all the answers, even when it hurts, God's goodness still surrounds you. Psalms 46 verse 1 says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Not an occasional help, not a help that comes only after the storm has passed. Ever-present, right there in the middle of it. He is good right now. He is good in the mess. He is good in the silence. He is good in the middle of our deepest fears and hardest struggles. So when I say even here, even now, God is good, I don't romanticize the trials. I don't mean that experiencing bad things is a good thing. I mean that God's presence is good. God's protection is good. And God's ability to redeem broken moments is good. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this episode, it's this. God's goodness doesn't wait for the perfect seasons. It shows up right in the middle of broken ones. So the next time you find yourself whispering, Lord, tama na muna please, like I did, in the middle of your own dark night, remember that even there, especially there, God is with you in every step of the way. So thank you, my friend, for sitting with me today and for letting me share this story. My prayer is that it also speaks to you, whatever season you are in right now. And if this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your story too. If you need someone to listen, send me a message, leave a comment, or maybe just share this with someone who might need to hear it. For now, this has been your girl KJ for the KJ Lifestyle Podcast. We might not know what tomorrow holds, but I hope we'll always know who holds tomorrow. And let that give us the peace we need to make it through life. Until next time.